Hola, this is a brief video to provide you some guidance on how to change a word from singular into plural in Spanish. Not too complex of a topic, although there are some differences from English. All right, to begin with, there are 4 ways to say the in Spanish. We're going to come back a bit to that, but I've got to throw that out there because we need to be able to recognize that when we see new vocab in Spanish, whether you're learning it from whoever your teacher is or online or in a textbook, you're going to see the word el or la with the vocabulary, and it will generally be listed in the singular form. Okay, el simply means the, and so does la. That is 2 of the 4 ways. So we have the word el libro here, the book. Okay, this lesson concerns not figuring out what these words mean, but how do I change it if indeed I have more than one book? Los libros. La revista, las revistas. La mesa, las mesas. And el niño, los niños. Okay? We want to use examples to work backwards here and figure out what's really happening with the language. Well, to begin with, we've now seen all 4 different ways to say the in Spanish. We've got el, la, los, and las. Those are your 4 versions of the: el, la, los, and las. All right, so look back up at the examples. We had el libro, it went to los libros. We had el niño, it went to los niños. So we can start looking for rules. When you have the word el, meaning the in Spanish, and a word is made plural, it becomes, looking up at our 2 examples, los. That is a simple rule you can memorize. It does us no good to debate, why does Spanish have 4 ways to say the? Why can't it just have 1? Languages have evolved naturally. Nobody sat down and just invented it. If they had, yeah, you wouldn't want 4 different ways to say the. You'd want to simplify the language as much as possible so that people could communicate easily. That's not always the case. Okay, the language is the way it is. Why does L become los? Because that's what people say. And we want to simply accept the language the way it is and adapt ourselves to it. La revista up here became las revistas, and la mesa, las mesas. So there's our second rule right there. Look what's happening to the word la. It's changing to las. First 2 rules. El becomes los, la becomes las. That, however, hasn't yet dealt with the actual word, the actual thing that we're making plural. That's just the versions of the word the. So you can see at the first example, el libro becomes los libros, la revista, las revistas, la mesa, las mesas, el niño, los niños. What happened every single time? We added an S. Okay, that's your 3rd rule there. We're going to add S to make a noun plural, a person, place, thing, or idea. We have here book, magazine, table, and child in that order. We're going to add S to all of those because now there's more than 1. If it ended there, it'd be even that much simpler, but there's a few things that we haven't gone over. For example, el marcador, marker. Let's look at our rules so far. What would we do? El becomes los. Right? We made the plural. Marcador. What did we learn here? Add an S. That's what our rules say there, our 3rd rule. However, in this one, we're going to add an ES. Los marcadores. Another example, we have la mujer. Okay, the woman. Now there's more than 1 woman. La becomes las. Mujer, you look at our rules and you think, okay, I want to add S. Once again, no, we're going to add ES. Las mujeres. What's happening here? Well, there's a 4th rule. We're going to add ES. The question is, how do I know whether to add S or ES? If you look up your examples, libros, revistas, mesas, niños, all those words end in a vowel. Los marcadores, las mujeres, these end in a consonant. Okay? Those are 4 singular and plural rules. El, meaning the, becomes los. La becomes las. All of those words mean the. We're going to add s if the noun ends in a vowel, and we're going to add es if it ends in a consonant. And we have one exception. The word ends in a z. A z is a consonant, so you would think, hey, just add es. But this one breaks the rule. Ends in z, we're going to change it to ces. So you get a word like la luz will become, la becomes las, luz becomes luces. Why? Once again, those questions don't help you advance in the language. It is the way it is. 400 million Spanish speakers are changing the Z to CES, so you can join them and be 400 million and one. All right? Or you can become argumentative with the language and slow down your learning. Sometimes you have to take things in life on faith. They are the way they are. So we have 4 rules to recap. El becomes los, la becomes las. We're going to add s if a word ends in a vowel. We're going to add es if it ends in a consonant. We're going to watch out for the few words in the language that end in z and change them to ces. All there is to it, and you should be able to do a few practice words, even if you don't know what the word means. You could quickly switch it by doing the rules. I will run through these. I recommend you then pause the video, try to answer them, and then play the video again and check your answers. All right, there you go. El adulto, la pluma, el color, and el pez. Go ahead and convert these words to plural. Remember that you're going to change the word the, plural, and you're also going to make the actual noun that this phrase here is about, plural. Let's go ahead and complete that on your own. Pause the video, and I will give the answers. All right, so el adulto, you should have ended up with los adultos. El became los, adulto ends in a vowel, so we added s. La pluma, la becomes las, pluma ends in a vowel, so we added s again, las plumas. El color, el becomes los, color ends in a consonant, we added es, los colores. El pez, el becomes los, pez ends in a consonant, but that consonant is z, the z becomes ces, los peces, and now you know how to make words plural in Spanish. There are a few more complex ideas when you get into full sentences, but this video is just for introductory learning. If you see future videos concerning adjective use and some other things, we will once again revisit singular and plural.